And the thought as I look back on my 20s in my life was, it's almost like when I left high school, I was Tony Stark getting out of the cave in Iron Man 1.
Hmm.
And not to say that this was his mindset, but it's almost like I was so critical and harsh and unloving of myself that I thought that no one would like that version of David. And so throughout my college career, I got to work building this Iron Man suit and completely created this facade of who I thought that my peers and family and friends wanted me to show up as. And one morning when I was 26, 27, 28, I don't know how old I was in this job, sitting in front of an Excel spreadsheet at 2:30 in the morning, just completely dissatisfied with my entire life. And if you fast forward from that point to when I moved to Austin, and the first time that I met Tyler, who was the guy who helped me redo the studio and is one of my closest friends now, the very first time we met was when I had been podcasting for about 6, 7, 8 months. I was at the happiest I've ever been in my life. And when we met for the first time, it was amongst a group of friends. Someone brought up a story I should tell them, and it was the last story I would want to tell someone when I am meeting them for the first time. I went ahead and just went for it, and I was like, whatever. I'll tell the story. I've been put on the spot. My back's up against the wall. I'll just tell it. And Tyler laughed so fucking hard. I've never made someone laugh so hard in my life. And that night that I mentioned that we were talking about the podcast, that we had got together for several hours, we were talking about the fact that both of us were able to show up as the truest version of who we think we are. And that from within seconds of meeting each other, it was just like no holds barred. Whatever's going to come up, we're going to speak our truth, and it is what it is. And I feel like between the ages of like 28 and 34, I was starting to be able to take each piece of that Iron Man suit, as much as I thought it was good for me, that it was actually hurting me. And that's why I couldn't create genuine connections with people, was because I was showing up as a version that I thought Earth wanted me to be, just to find out that no one really cared about that stuff after all. And so that was a self-deception that I lived in for years, thinking that I have to be X, Y, and Z. And really, I was able to find who my inner circle was once I was able to get rid of the facade and just live who I truly was meant to be. And so that is a long analogy, but
No, it's a great
did that
analogy.
help you sort of figure out
Yeah,
if you've
yeah,
ever got caught up in that trap?
yeah. Well, honestly, kind of a similar situation, in the sense that, just to use the college example,